As of tomorrow, schools in many parts of Ontario will remain closed, but some classes for special needs students will remain open for in-person learning. And many students in these classes can't wear masks or physically distance. Some education workers say they are concerned for their safety and desperate for help.
We're the last ones to be still in the building right now at the highest critical point.
The most critical point in Ontario's fight against COVID-19. As hospitals face a surge in patients after the holidays, businesses are closed, residents are asked to stay home, and schools have been moved online. But one group is returning for in-person learning.
No fault to the school and things, but we walk in the building, it's very not inviting because half the lights are off and you're walking into an empty building.
Jim Rossiter teaches special needs students in Durham Region. Despite the lockdown, he's been physically going to school all week and loves seeing his kids in person, but it hasn't been easy.
It's kind of mentally been a bit of a struggle because of the way the numbers have been going. So some days I'll sit on the fence, well, we should be there and we shouldn't be there. And your emotions are like a roller coaster while this is all going on.
It's also difficult to follow any sort of COVID-19 health and safety protocol with some students. Multiple educational assistants have reached out to CityNews expressing their fears and concerns, with anecdotes like this. In one email, an EA writes to us, "I have worked this entire past week with special needs children that do not wear masks, do not social distance. They are both aggressive and bite. I get that the kids I work with have a hard time learning online, but there are many other students that do as well. It's so sad that this is happening."
They have valid concerns about returning to the classroom. Our educational assistants are very hands-on with this population. So these folks are working in very close proximity. They are doing hygiene services. They're providing physical therapy, occupational therapy, but all within close distance and without having that extra layer of protection of a mask.
The union representing EAs tells us the province should step up with better ventilation, more testing, better PPE, and they should limit just how many people are actually attending school. The Ministry of Education provided us with numbers for context. The York Catholic District School Board, for instance, has 72 elementary students with special education needs in class and 91 staff attending to them. In secondary, there are 8 students and 10 staff. Rossiter tells us he feels the school has provided him adequate support, but it is the Ministry of Education that has let him down.
I don't believe the education minister really knows we're in the building. You get the feeling that we're kind of there alone.
In a statement, the Ministry of Education tells us they have followed the advice supported by the Chief Medical Officer of Health to ensure a small number of the most exceptional children can receive the care they desperately need. The government today announced a $7.5 million investment to ensure students with autism receive a safe and positive educational experience from their teacher. They also add they will be expanding asymptomatic testing province-wide and providing additional funding for technology, PPE, cleaning, and air ventilation improvements.